To Canada and politics, the NDP leader Jagmeet Singh's accusation that a Bloc Québécois MP is racist has boiled over into a second day of tense exchanges in Ottawa.
The leader of the NDP, Jagmeet Singh, is at the center of a heated controversy after his comments about older white men sparked outrage across Canada. In this revealing video, we dig into the story behind Singh's remarks and the massive backlash that followed. You'll be surprised to see how fast public opinion can shift against a once popular politician. Let's revisit Singh's exact words that set off this wave of criticism.
He was asked to leave the house, and I ask once again to not recognize him today.
During a recent speech, Jagmeet Singh made a striking statement. "I've seen a lot of older white men fail upwards again and again." The audience was taken aback. Gasps rippled through the room as people struggled to grasp what they had just heard. Picture the moment. Singh at the podium, his voice carrying across the packed hall. The crowd, initially focused and attentive, began to shift uncomfortably in their seats. The atmosphere grew tense, his words lingering heavily in the air.
Speaker of the House not to allow Singh to speak during question period. Yesterday, the NDP leader was kicked out of the House of Commons for refusing to apologize for calling the Bloc Québécois House leader a racist.
The shock in the room was nothing compared to the explosion online. Within minutes, clips of Jagmeet Singh's remarks spread like wildfire on social media. Twitter lit up with outrage, Facebook was flooded with angry posts, and YouTube videos breaking down the speech gained thousands of views in just hours. Political experts were quick to jump in, predicting a serious fallout. Many said Singh's words could hurt his party's reputation and turn away a large number of voters. One analyst even suggested this could mark the beginning of the end for Singh's leadership. As the controversy grew, all eyes were on the NDP, waiting for an official response. How would they handle this public relations disaster? The anticipation was high, with everyone wondering if Singh would apologize or stand by his words. When the NDP finally released their statement, it backfired. Their response came off as clumsy and weak, doing little to calm the storm. Instead, it added more fuel to the fire, leaving both supporters and critics disappointed. Now, the big question on everyone's mind: what will Singh say when he finally speaks publicly? Will he backtrack or stand firm? His next move could make or break his political career. Stay tuned for exclusive footage of Singh's upcoming press conference. It's bound to be a turning point in this unfolding drama. You might think you've seen political scandals before, but this one is reaching new levels of chaos. Coast-to-coast protests, dropping poll numbers, and a party scrambling to control the damage. Just when it seemed like things couldn't get worse, a shocking video went viral. In it, an angry voter confronted Singh face-to-face, accusing him of being racist against older white men. The video spread like wildfire, and suddenly the outrage wasn't just online anymore. Protests erupted across the country. Crowds gathered outside NDP offices from Vancouver to Halifax, holding signs that called Singh a hypocrite and demanding his resignation. The scenes were stunning, waves of protesters stretching as far as the eye could see. It was clear that Singh had struck a nerve, and Canadians were not letting it slide. If the protests weren't bad enough, new polling numbers sent the NDP into a tailspin. Singh's approval ratings weren't just dropping, they were in freefall. Voters who once admired him as a champion of equality now saw him as another divisive politician. Even within his own party, cracks began to show. NDP members scrambled to react. Some defended him, while others criticized his remarks. The party appeared divided and unsure of how to handle the crisis. Meanwhile, Singh's political rivals seized the opportunity. They attacked his leadership, calling for his resignation, and used the scandal to their advantage. Each statement from opposing parties backed Singh further into a corner. Under mounting pressure, Singh's team acted quickly. They announced a press conference, hoping to control the narrative before it spiraled completely out of hand. But many wondered, was it too late? As Singh prepared to address the media, a political analyst shared a grim prediction. This controversy could mark the end of Singh's leadership. The NDP had once seen him as the future of progressive politics in Canada, but now that vision seemed uncertain. When Singh finally stepped up to the podium, the tension in the room was palpable. Would this be his chance to turn things around, or would it seal his political fate? What followed left even experienced reporters shocked. Singh began by trying to explain his controversial comments about older white men, but his usual confidence was nowhere to be seen. His words were hesitant and unsure, a stark contrast to his typical poise. Reporters didn't hold back, firing tough questions that exposed glaring weaknesses in his explanation. Singh visibly struggled under the intense scrutiny. He frequently paused, fidgeted with his notes, and avoided eye contact. Body language experts later noted his increasingly defensive posture as the press conference dragged on. As the questioning grew sharper, the room bristled with anticipation. Would Singh finally apologize and attempt to move past the scandal? The tension was thick as reporters pressed him for answers, waiting to see how he would respond. But Singh shocked everyone by refusing to back down. Instead, he doubled down on his comments, saying that systemic change was necessary. He showed no intention of stepping away from his controversial remarks. The room buzzed with surprised murmurs, and reporters frantically took notes. Political commentators watching the event were quick to criticize. Many said his performance would likely cause lasting damage to his career, pointing out that he failed to properly address the controversy or connect with his audience. As the press conference ended abruptly, reporters shouted questions at Singh's back as he left the stage, but he didn't respond. The unresolved tension in the room mirrored the growing public scrutiny he now faced. What could have been a moment to redeem himself had instead turned into another public relations disaster. His shaky answers and refusal to apologize left both his supporters and critics wondering, could this truly be the beginning of the end for Jagmeet Singh's political career? The fallout didn't stop there. Singh's press conference didn't just disappoint his critics, it caused turmoil within his own party. Members of the NDP began to turn against their leader, and the developments that followed threatened to tear the party apart. Behind the scenes, whispers of dissatisfaction grew louder. NDP insiders started speaking out. One anonymous source revealed, "We're in crisis mode. His comments have put us in an impossible position." The data backed this up. A shocking poll showed the NDP's support plummeting across the board. Even young voters, once Singh's strongest base, were abandoning him in large numbers. In traditional NDP strongholds, support was disappearing faster than anyone expected. The real turning point came when prominent NDP members began openly criticizing Singh. MP Charlie Angus didn't hold back, calling Singh's comments divisive and harmful. The party, once united under Singh's leadership, now seemed to be falling apart. "We need to do better." These words from a party insider reflected a growing divide within the NDP. Other key figures echoed the sentiment, creating a rift that seemed to widen with each passing day. Singh's public appearances became difficult to watch. Where he once attracted enthusiastic crowds, now only a small group of loyal supporters showed up. Videos of Singh speaking to nearly empty rooms circulated online, symbolizing his fading influence. Political analysts didn't hold back in their critiques. One expert said, "Singh's brand is toxic now. It's not just about this incident. He's lost his credibility as a leader who can unite Canadians." The damage to Singh's political future seemed impossible to repair. As the pressure grew, whispers of a potential leadership challenge became louder. Several MPs were reportedly considering stepping forward, sensing Singh's vulnerability. Then came the final blow. News broke that the NDP executive had called an emergency meeting to discuss Singh's future. Insiders described the mood as grim, with some predicting this could mark the end of his leadership. As the NDP struggled with its internal crisis, the broader impact on Canadian politics became evident. The progressive movement, once united under Singh's leadership, now faced an uncertain future. With a federal election on the horizon, everyone was asking, who would rise to take the reins on the left? Jagmeet Singh's fall from grace has been nothing short of dramatic. Once celebrated as a champion of equality, he now faces accusations of the very racism he pledged to fight. His remarks about older white men didn't just spark outrage. They created a political firestorm that could end his career. This controversy highlights the risks of divisive identity politics. In trying to appeal to one group, Singh alienated another, tarnishing his image as a unifying leader. It's a powerful reminder that even well-meaning rhetoric can backfire in today's polarized world. Now, as the dust begins to settle, one pressing question remains. What's next for progressive leadership in Canada? With Singh's credibility in ruins, who will step up to fill the void? The future of the left is uncertain, and the impact of this scandal will be felt for years to come.